Let me see if I can get a corner so you can see just how amazing this looks. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh. Let's go. Yeah, baby. All right. Are you ready? Frozen vegetable casserole. Frozen vegetable casserole. Okay. All right. Stay with me. Kind of like lasagna, but just all vegetables, and we're gonna do this amazing, like, flavorful cream sauce, and we're gonna bake it off. So the first thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Get that preheated, ready to go, and then of course we're gonna start with some frozen vegetables. And I've just got like this medley, you know, you can get at the store. As I've talked about before, just get in under a colander, lukewarm water. You know, let the ice come off and let it sit. Perfect, okay? And now, what we'll do is the first thing we want to do is we want to get these nice and, we want to get some color on these, okay? So let's get our burner going. And we'll talk about all the other stuff in a minute, but I want to get this, these vegetables going first. So we'll use extra virgin olive oil, as we always do. And just gonna get our veggies in like so. And what I'm going to do is, because I always tell you not to crowd your pan, we'll do these in 2 batches. So this is 1 batch here. And as soon as we get our vegetables in, we're going to hit it with some kosher salt. And there's lots of other spices going into this casserole, but I'll show you when we're going to put those in a minute. Right now, I just want kosher salt and black pepper. That's all we want to do here for right now. Because I want a very basic seasoning to adhere to these vegetables. That's all we want. And again, the key here is let cooking cook. We want to get these to kind of get some color on them, get nice and brown, then we'll do the second batch, and then we'll go from there. Really, really simple. And as you're turning, it's always a good time then go ahead and hit it with a little bit more salt, a little bit more pepper. That way we've got all the vegetables covered, well seasoned. All right. And we're going to let these go for about another 3 minutes. We're going to get some nice brown color on these. I'm going to go ahead and do the second batch. I'm going to show you how we put these into a casserole, and then we start the second part of how to make this incredible vegetable casserole with frozen vegetables. Stay right there. All right, so let's come in here. You can see we don't want to get them like, you know, deep fried brown, but we do want to get some color. As you can see, we're getting some color in here. Look at that one, nice little color. That's what we want. You want to get those seasonings all in there. Now, we have a beautiful Pyrex glass baking dish, which we'll be using today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these vegetables and get them into our pan. Perfect. Like so. And now we'll do round 2 with these vegetables. A little more extra virgin olive oil. The rest of these veggies. kosher salt, black pepper, and again, let cooking cook. So we're going to let these go. We're going to do the exact same thing. Put some color on these, make them nice and flavorful. We'll add them to our casserole dish, and then we'll get to the next step. So stay right there, because the next step is when we're going to create this amazing cream sauce, which is the basis for this whole casserole, which really has all the goodness in there. But I've got a couple of really, really good kind of, I don't know, not unusual ingredients, but ingredients that you may not think would work with this, that really take this whole casserole up to another level. So don't go anywhere, stay right there. All right, now the second part, the fun part. This is where we make this amazing cream sauce. First, let's look at the vegetables. You can see we've got them in our casserole, resting nicely, waiting for the topping. So here we go. We've got a sauce pot here. The first thing we're going to add, let me just show you some of the ingredients we're going to be using today first. We'll start with, we've got lots of seasonings, like I said, but I want to use these in the sauce. I didn't want to put these in the vegetables because I wanted them to have their own separate seasoning. So we've got thyme, onion powder, I have some oregano, some garlic. This is one of the secrets that really will take this to another level. It's smoked paprika. This is the one that I'm really gonna blow you away with. This is honey. I'm telling you, watch what happens here. It's incredible. We also have some chicken stock. We have some mozzarella cheese. I've got some Italian breadcrumbs. We've got some melted butter, cream of mushroom soup in a can. All right, this is kind of the larger can. You can get two smaller ones if you want, and some sour cream. All right, I know it sounds like a lot, but really, it's not that hard. Okay, so let's start first by adding in. We're going to start with let's go 2 cups of chicken stock. Okay. And now the cream of mushroom soup. Now, look, I have no problem with, buying soup, mushroom soups in cans, stuff like that. Any kind of soup can, it's great. They're delicious. Even Campbell's makes a great product. I actually prefer to take cans like this and then add them in and mix them into another recipe. So I'm combining what's already here into something else, which we're doing today, which I think just makes great sense, and it's amazing what you can do. So we'll put this mushroom soup in here. And then I want to add our sour cream. We're only going to be using about a half. So this is 16 ounces, so about 8 ounces, so that's 1 cup. All right. And then let's just get this mixed in together. And what we're doing here is creating this beautiful creamy sauce. And this by itself is probably delicious. But we're going to be doing some we're going to kick it up a notch, as they say. All right. So I'm going to turn this down to a simmer. All right. And now let's start with our seasonings. We'll go with some smoked paprika, teaspoon. Some oregano, teaspoon. Onion powder, teaspoon. Okay. Some thyme, teaspoon. Garlic, teaspoon. And here we go. Now you want to let this go probably for about 5 to 10 minutes because you need to get all those seasonings mixed in there. When we come back, we're going to take a taste. We're going to adjust the seasoning, see where we are before we add the rest of the ingredients. But I'm telling you, this right now is spectacular, but we want to take it up. We want to make sure it's just perfect because when it mixes with these vegetables, this casserole is like no other. Be right back. All right, so in about 5 minutes, let's take a taste, see where we are. First of all, you want it to coat the back of a spoon, which is what we've achieved here, so it's perfect. Now let's see what we got. That's really good. What I want to do at this point is I want to add a little bit of kosher salt, teaspoon, and some cracked black pepper. Now I'm going to add some honey. We're going to probably add 2 to 3 tablespoons of honey. I know it sounds crazy, but here's the deal. The sour cream that we added with the cream of mushroom soup, this is going to offset some of that sourness of the sour cream. It just takes it to another level. I mean, this is such a good chef's tip. Believe me. People will be like, what is in this casserole? So 3 tablespoons. Perfecto. All right. And you can just see, it just is unreal. All right. Now, let's go back in. That's it. Unreal. That is so good. All right. We're going to let this simmer. We are almost home free for a couple more minutes. When we come back, we're going to assemble the whole casserole together. I'm going to pour this over the vegetables. I'm going to show you how we top it. Put it in the oven, 400 degrees as we preheated for 40 minutes. 440 minutes, all right? Stay right there. You don't want to miss this. All right, so let's recap. We've got our beautiful sauteed veggies with just the salt and pepper. Kosher salt and black pepper seasoning, as you can see, beautiful. Resting, perfect. Then we made an unbelievable cream sauce. We used cream of mushroom soup, sour cream, a bunch of spices, onion powder, garlic powder, thyme, smoked paprika, garlic, I think I mentioned that already, and honey to counteract that sour cream to make this delicious sauce. Now, we're going to take this sauce and we just ladle it over our veggies. And if you have a little left over like I do, trust me, add some pasta to that. That's a great snack in itself, right? Okay, so we've got this going here. And it looks amazing already. Now, some mozzarella cheese. Yeah, baby. So take a handful, some mozzarella. Like so. Then, last but not least, some Italian breadcrumbs. You can get whatever you want. I just bought some basic Italian breadcrumbs. Just like so. And what we want to do after this is we're just going to add a little bit of unsalted melted butter on top of these breadcrumbs, just back and forth like so. Simple and easy. Now we're going to put this in the oven at 400 degrees for 40 minutes. But before we do that, I just want to let you know that I've talked to you about this so many times, about the chemistry of cooking and what celebrates, or how you can celebrate advancing your culinary skills through just simple little tips and tricks. And one of them is understanding the chemistry. Cooking is, okay, so when this bakes, right, what's going to happen is this cream sauce is going to infuse with all of the protein and the vitamins of the vegetables, and it's going to combine and make this amazing flavor. That cheese is going to start to melt down in there. It's actually all going to become one, which is really what cooking is all about. So what I love about teaching people how to cook is that once you understand the foundations, you can take it to whatever level you want. For instance, we could have added pasta to this at this point. We could add chicken to this at this point. We could add shrimp to this at this point. Or as we've just done, we just made a vegetable casserole. But those are all things that are up to you, because now you have the foundation, which makes you just awesome, right? Because now you can go as far as you want. And no cookbook, no recipe book is going to be able to teach you these things. It's all about learning the tips and tricks and techniques and foundations, which, by the way, you can pick up in my Blueprint ebook. I will leave a link in the description box below. This is not a cookbook by any means. There are a couple recipes in the book, but it's not a cookbook. It teaches you the foundations, okay? Everything from seasonings to what cookware to use. It's all in there. So link in the description box below. Check it out. All right, let's get this in the oven, 400 degrees, 40 minutes. When we come back, I'll show you what it looks like. We'll take a taste, and we're off and running. Be right back. All right, it's been 42 minutes to be perfectly honest, and I have taken it out of the oven. Full disclosure, what I have also done is I've let this rest for about 15 minutes. Very, very important. Once you pull it out of the oven, it's still going to be a little loose, but you want to let it sit and settle, which we've done here. And just look at that. I mean, it just looks unreal. And before we finish it off, we're going to take some fresh parsley, just some rough chopped parsley. And this is another chef trip, if I can talk, chef tip that I want to share with you is this chopped tarragon. I'm telling you, in my opinion, one of the most underrated fresh herbs ever, okay? Not something I would use often, like in everything, but there are certain dishes where just a little bit goes a very long way, and it takes it to a whole nother level. And again, you know me, it's all about layers of flavor. So we're adding raw, and we're gonna get in the perfume from this tarragon. And just like, if you get a look, just one little leaf in a bite, you just will be like, wow, that was just really amazing. Okay, so there we go. Now, I mean, what else is there to do, right? So let's just go in here. Let me see if I can get a corner so you can see just how amazing this looks. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh, let's go. Yeah, baby. Wow. In my opinion, it doesn't need any protein. It doesn't need any chicken. It doesn't need any pasta or anything. I mean, it's so unbelievably delicious. And it's truly filling as well. I mean, it's got a lot of cream in there, okay, I'll give you that. And cheese and, a lot of dairy. Okay, so we're heavy on the carbs. But the vegetables counteract that. And if you've got kids, or even if yourself don't like vegetables or have never liked vegetables, these were frozen vegetables, people. And this end result is absolutely phenomenal. Take this to a Thanksgiving dinner party. Take this over the holidays. Take this just to sit down at a picnic, a potluck, a church potluck, a school fair where you're asked to bring a dish. I mean, you will get rave reviews. I promise you. This is fantastic. Frozen vegetable casserole. We did it all in the oven, 40 minutes, 400 degrees. Let it set for about 15 minutes. Oh, it is incredible. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I cannot wait to see you next week on another episode of Chef Brian's Kitchen. I am Chef Brian, and as always, remember, eat well and stay healthy.